Hello guys, today in this tutorial I will show you how you can use promise all and why we need to use promise all. So guys, before starting this video I will recommend you, if you did not watch my previous tutorial why you use promise and the syntax of promise, so just guys watch my previous tutorial before you, otherwise you will not understand the promise all because it's related to promise. Okay, and if you want to watch, so just check the description, I will provide the link of promise. And now here I will show you promise all. So why we use promise all? So suppose guys we have a more than two function, so this time, and these are the callback, so this time we use promise all. So first of all, here just I will create a function here, promise one. So this is the function, and here I will write a arrow function, so equals to and fade arrow function. And the same way, if you have watched my previous tutorial, so you know how to we run the promise. So return and we create a promise object, so return new promise. So promise return new promise, and just here we pass a two parameter, that is resolve and another is reject. So resolve and reject, and after that inside here we just write our asynchronous code. Asynchronous code means guys, here suppose here I will write where a equals to 2 plus 2 and where b equals to 2 plus 1 plus 1. So there, this is I'm assuming this is a asynchronous. Asynchronous means guys, suppose here I have a two line of code, like where a equals to 2 plus 2, this is the addition, and here is also a addition. So suppose guys it takes 4 second and it takes a 2 second, so which line of code execute first? So guys, if it we are synchronized, so then it will execute this line. After all, it's taking a more time than it, but if it we are synchronized, then it execute this line. But we are assuming this is the asynchronous, so JavaScript also is synchronized, but here we are assuming it's a asynchronous. So the example of asynchronous is like Node.js, Express.js, that's are the asynchronous. So suppose it's a asynchronous program, so guys here you can see this line taking execute 4 seconds, but here we are assuming and this line it's taking 2 seconds to execute. So guys, if it will be asynchronous, so it will execute this line first because it's taking 2 seconds. But if it we are synchronized, so it will execute this line, after that this line, that means it execute line by line. But asynchronous execute which line of code it's taking less of time, so that means this line. So that's the synchronous and asynchronous difference. Okay, so here promise make our code synchronized. So if it taking 4 seconds, so it will execute that one, not this one. So it will execute that one first, either it taking much time, but it will execute that line, after that line. So that is the promise. So here I have given you a brief idea, but our main topic is here now promise all. So if you want to more, so just watch my promise video in check in description. So now here just I will write if condition. So if a equals to b, so just here I will pass resolve, and inside this resolve you can pass anything. So you can pass the value of a, so here you can write just a, so you will get a value of a, otherwise you can pass any message. So just here I will write working, and else, inside the else, and else when our project is not I mean our function is not getting error, so just in the else condition I will write, so reject, and inside this reject error. So this is the promise. So in the same way, so I will remove it that first of all. So this is the promise. So when a double equals to b, a double equals to b means, guys, a is value is now 4 because 2 plus 2 4, and b is value is also 4 because 2 plus 1 is also 4. So when a is similar to b, so that means our function is successful. So that, so I have written here resolve and otherwise reject. So when our function is success, so then we pass anything in a resolve, and when we get an error, then we pass inside a reject. So in the same way, just I will create more than two functions. So here I will copy this and just here promise, so 2, so I will write here promise 2, and I will leave it this condition here because our main focus is promise all. So I will not change the condition here, and in the same way I will write another promise, so that is promise 3, and here also I will not change a condition. So guys, suppose these are the callback, so promise 2, so I will minimize that, and here is the promise 3, and this is the promise 1 function. Okay, so suppose these are the callback, so this time and it's a more than 2 function, so this time we use promise all. So we can use promise also, but it's not a good way, so we use promise also. So promise dot all and parenthesis and square bracket, and inside that we write our function name. So first is promise 1 parenthesis comma promise 2 parenthesis comma and promise 3 parenthesis. So here we write dot then, and we pass a parameter that is race. So you can see here we write dot then parenthesis and pass a parameter race. So if our function is okay, so just console dot log race. Otherwise here we write catch and we pass a parameter that is error. You can write any name of the parameter as per your choice, but we mostly write error, and when success we write race. Okay, so if you are getting any confusion here, so that's why you have to be watch my previous video, that is promise. So otherwise you will get a confused in here. Okay, so console dot log and here error. So that is the syntax of promise all. So let's check it in browser. I got a error here because promise, the P is always capital. Okay, so P is capital, promise dot all. So now refresh it. So here you can see we are getting 3 value working, and the 3 value is coming from here. All function is success. You can see all I have keep here the same condition, so that means all function is success, and in the success here I passed this message working. So you can see I get a array 3 value that is for promise 1, promise 2 and promise 3, and all are working. So guys, If you get any confuse here, so if you watch my previous tutorial first of all, and otherwise you write the comment, I will help you. So guys, hope this video is helpful to you, and if you want to get more videos in JavaScript, so guys please subscribe and press notification bell icon.